Hello mirrors. So today I'm going to be doing both a general and a love reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of September. If you're new here, welcome to Law of Attractions and Mirrors Tarot, where we use the cards as a tool to help integrate the fragments of ourselves into one so we can self-actualize into the people we were born to become. With this knowledge, we can begin to manifest all of our deepest desires if we simply take responsibility for our power. If you are new here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you here. So this month is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be doing both a general reading at the beginning and then a love reading. If you're interested in one or the other, those timestamps will be down below. So you can go ahead and click on them to go to them directly. And if you're interested in a private reading, that information will be in the description box as well. But let's go ahead and get started with your general reading, Sagittarius. That one wanted to come out. See what is going on in the month of September. Get 3 cards to start off. We have the Knight of Spears, which is the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Cups in the reverse, and the Fool in the reverse. Okay, so this could obviously mean a lot of things. So the energy this month is one of like instinct versus your heart. As you can see, we have the Wands upright and then we have the Cups in the reverse. So Knights, what they tend to do is take the energy of the element and move it forward. So with the Knight of Wands, that's like instinctual, but not just instinctual like animal instincts. It's that spiritual instinct. You're moving something forward, but you're not acting so impulsive with your emotions this month, which is really, it's a really good thing. With the Fool in the reverse, this really seems like something that you've already gotten started. So again, this could be about anything, like it could be about relationship, although this isn't the love portion. Could be about your job, just your life in general. It's not like you're starting something new and you're moving it forward. It's more like you're getting out of your emotions and you're letting your higher self guide you to where you're supposed to be, which is really wonderful. But we are going to get some clarification for each of these. So for the Knight of Spears, we have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Knight of Cups is clarified by the Chariot, and the Fool in the reverse is clarified by the Ace of Swords in the reverse. So the instinct I'm getting with the Page of Pentacles clarifying the Knight of Wands, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, again, it doesn't feel like this is some new idea. Because the Page of Pentacles would be like you've planted the seed of something you're working on creating, but this is like more than anything, it feels like for some of you, you may have not gotten to that point where you're actually beginning this process. I mean, we do have the Fool in the reverse, but with the Ace of Swords, this seems like it's more a mentality. So to make this more tangible, it might help to think of something, something that maybe you've been rolling around in your mind. It almost feels like it's like I'm getting, I know this may sound kind of strange, but it feels kind of like fantasy vibes. Like maybe you have thought that you've always wanted this kind of job, or you wanted to move to this place, or you wanted to start learning how to do something like a creative pursuit, but you just haven't actually moved it forward. So the reason why is because of your emotions. So this is an example. If you've wanted to learn how to draw or learn how to paint, and your emotions say, no, I'm not that good. Oh, I don't want to face the fear of rejection. I don't want to start doing it and not be good at it. It's like very circumstantial, and it really feels like it's held you back from moving forward, because with the Knight of Cups in reverse, then we have the Chariot, which is moving forward. But it will really help you to think that from the perspective of manifestation, if I want to be good at something, I can be, period. Is it going to take work and dedication? Absolutely. It always does, because that's putting more energy into it. But if there's something you want to do, the universe is really asking to understand that you can have this thing, you can create this thing, you can make it happen, but you can't do it from the perspective of emotions, because emotions are fleeting. They're always changing. One day you may get really excited to go to the gym and work out, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, you don't feel it anymore. So we can't always work from the aspect of emotions. Sometimes your emotions are aligned with your spiritual self, and sometimes they're not, especially when it's a pattern that you're not used to being in. So that's the energy I'm getting here. With the Fool and the Ace of Swords in the reverse, it really feels like the universe is saying you aren't starting from square one, okay? Remember this. Remember that even if you are wanting to start something new, you're not starting from square one, because it feels like this is something you've been thinking about. And oftentimes we think of progress as only coming from the external. If you've been fantasizing about getting into a certain field of work, you've been fantasizing about creating something new, like starting a project, starting a new hobby. If this is something that's been going on internally, you've already done some work in your mind, but now it's time to move forward with it. But again, you cannot do it from the aspect of thinking emotionally. You have to do it with the knowledge that if you put the work in, you can make it happen. So let's go ahead and get some oracle cards to kind of round this out, see what other information the universe has for September for Sagittarius. We have intuition, which really kind of lines up with everything else that's going on here. So you want to think about your intuition as being your guide versus your emotions. Again, emotions are fleeting. Intuition is more, it's more reliable, because that is your connection to your higher self, to God, to higher levels of understanding and thinking. So the universe is saying that your intuition is extremely important this month. But you have to connect to your intuition, because if you aren't connected, you're going to mistake your emotions for your intuition, and that's just not it. I find that's very common for people to do. Let's see, we have expansion, educate your mind and senses. So like I was saying, if you're interested in something, you need to find ways to move forward. Does it matter if your emotions are there? I know it makes it easier to move forward when your emotions are there, but I feel that when you start to expand and you start to take steps in that direction, it's going to become easier and easier. Your emotions are going to start to be aligned with whatever this is. You're going to be able to get more excited about it. Like with the example of getting in a workout routine. At first, it may be hard, it may be difficult. You can work on this through visualization and affirmations, but it still is going to take a lot more work at the beginning till your body gets used to that cycle. You're creating a new habit, a new cycle. Then once you are doing that for whatever time it takes, your emotions are going to start aligning. So for example, waking up at 7 in the morning and going to the gym, or doing a workout at home, at first your emotions may not be aligned, but when you make yourself, you allow yourself to expand. I don't want to say make yourself, it's more of an allowing without the resistance to expand. Then you're going to start waking up and being excited. And if you maybe miss a workout, you may actually end up feeling like a negative emotion. So you're just not aligned with whatever this is, only because you need to make it happen. You need to really bring it into your reality. So I'm preparing to draw one more card with this deck. Emotional challenges, resolve the issue. So yeah, there, like I was saying, there's blockages to whatever this is. There's some sort of blockage. So it may help to kind of look into yourself and to think about what is stopping me from making this happen. It seems like it actually is something that's extremely important to you. It could be like even something you've thought about for years and years and years. And the universe is saying this month is a really good month for you to actually get on it, you know. But it does help to look at these blockages and to realize what it is that makes it so difficult. What is it that makes it so your emotions aren't exactly lined up with your desires? Okay, I have this, ooh, loyalty. So what loyalty says to me is a commitment. So you need to be loyal to yourself. Now, when you have true loyalty, that means even in the face of temptation, and I'm not talking about romance, although it can help you visualize this and understand this concept if you think about it from the concept of romance. If you're loyal to someone, then your biggest temptation, like your biggest celebrity crush, can walk through the door and offer you everything you want, and you're still going to deny it because you're loyal. And that's how this feels. So if, for example, you want to start taking photography classes and you want to start learning how to do this thing, you have to be loyal to it, because if one day you wake up and you're just not feeling going to that class, if you're loyal to it, you're going to do it anyway. And that's what this energy is. So these are Arcturian energy cards. So this pattern is supposed to awaken these things subconsciously in your mind. So if you want to pause and like look at this, or maybe get a deck of your own, it's supposed to help to trace this. I've personally used these cards before years ago, and it was really weird because when I would get a card, I would start to work with it, and I would trace it every day, and it was like things would come up in my life that aligned with that card. So I do personally believe in the power of them. Then we have Don't Hate, Meditate. Thank you, angels, for guiding me to love through meditation. So this is the last card for the general reading. So what I want to say about this is an amazing tool to help whenever you aren't in alignment externally. If you don't feel like your emotions line up, because we have emotional challenges and we have Knight of Cups in the reverse. Your emotions are not lining up. Well, when you focus on meditation, what that does is it allows you to feel the emotion before you do it. It makes you feel like you have it before you actually do it. So if you can take time aside to visualize, and it doesn't have to be a long time. It's not really about the time. It's about how you can get into that feeling and then keep it even when you're out of meditation. It'll make it so much easier. Like, just give it a try before you have to do something that you don't feel ready for. Imagine everything going perfectly in like a visualization and how good that feels, and see the difference in when you actually go do it. It's extremely powerful, and I think it'll really help you with whatever this challenge is this month. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the love portion and see what's going on with you, Sagittarius. Okay, so I'm going to start with these romance angel cards. See what's happening this month. Okay. We have a Make the Effort in the reverse and Soulmate upright. So with Make the Effort in the reverse, with being in aligned with soulmates. So soulmates, in my opinion, and in the opinion of a lot of others in the spiritual community, and just what I've observed, you know, soulmate is a definition. It's a word that we use to define something. This energy here, it can be in result to like a twin flame, which is what the world calls soulmates. You know, the world calls soulmate some like your other half. That's what a twin flame is. This deck doesn't have twin flame card, so that's not really saying this is or isn't. Regardless, if you're with somebody, it feels like they're meant to be in your life in order to help guide you closer to loving yourself and to learning how to love others. So this could be, again, a twin flame. It could be somebody that you end up with forever, or it could be somebody who's here to teach you a lesson. Regardless, if you're with somebody or you're interested in anyone, this is some sort of confirmation that yes, you're meant to go in this direction. But with make the effort in reverse, when I say go in this direction, it's more of an allowance. It's more of telling yourself that it's okay to love this person. It's okay to take down those blockages. It doesn't mean that everything's going to happen super fast. It just means that there's more of a blockage emotionally and mentally than there is physically. So if you're a woman watching this, which I know most of my audience is women, this is taking hold of this divine energy and letting the masculine come to you. Feminine energy, which both men and women have, is internal. So it's very magical. It's very magnetic. It can draw someone to you without you having to lift a finger. Now, that doesn't mean don't pay attention to them at all and play games. It just means that when you move forward and you force something, it's not as organic and it can't develop as quickly. But I want to get a love card, 2 love cards. I'm going to allow them to coincide with each of these. Yes. So for make the effort in the reverse, we have practice compassion, see things from a different perspective. So this is the energy that goes along with make the effort in reverse. So if you want to connect with your person, whether you're single, like you're looking for somebody, this is the energy that you need to use, versus like maybe going out on dating sites or going out to do whatever, trying to find someone. Work on practicing compassion in your daily life with whomever is actually in your life, and you will draw that person near you, whoever is your next soulmate. So this is really like seeing things from a different perspective. Put yourself in someone else's shoes. Now, when I do love readings, I always think it's very important to point out that love exists in all forms. It exists, between family members, friends, co-workers, and lovers. So when these kind of things go up, whether or not you're in a relationship, it's important to practice it from all areas of life, not just one. So you're not just going to be compassionate towards your person and lack compassion with other people. This is really important to call this into you. So with soulmate, we have look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. So again, this is more internal energy. This is more of focusing your love internally and allowing it to come to you in an external manner. And this also really gives me that energy of understanding that even if you are by yourself, even if nobody is with you, that you're strong and you're happy and you feel fulfilled. Once you do that, that energy is very magnetizing towards others. Like, that like clingy, external, like kind of forceful energy is not really attractive. It may be initially. That kind of energy calls in a lot of like low vibe kind of energy. If you're really, if you're used to that, you may end up calling in a lot of people that are either want to use you, are narcissistic. They may just want you for the physical. So when you can keep this energy here, that's going to draw in like real soulmate. That's why that soulmate card is here. Or if you're with someone, it's going to manifest the version of them that's actually in alignment with that. We have Knight of Swords and Ace of Cups in reverse. Again, there's so much like emotional kind of things going on. With Knight of Swords, clarifying this, make the effort in the reverse. These are very opposite energies. Knight of Swords comes rushing in. He says what he wants to say. And then Ace of Cups in the reverse is like you're not following your heart. So with romance, you may be very intellectual. You may be an overanalyzer. You think too much. You don't allow that, the emotions to be your compass, because emotions aren't supposed to make us act without thinking. They're supposed to allow us to understand, is this in alignment with me? does this feel right? Because if you're having to be very clingy and you feel like you need to talk to this person or they're not going to give you the time of day, that's not listening to your heart. That's trying to move forward. What is the word I'm looking for? Trying to move forward impulsively because you feel like you need to fill a void. This is the opposite energy of what these cards are asking you to do. But I would like to get a Moonology card to see what kind of energy is here this month for you. Okay, a couple of them came out. We have, it's time to take action. New moon in Aries, and a new start is coming, new moon. So both of these are new moons. So a lot of you may actually be starting a new relationship or a new chapter in your relationship. I do find it's time to take action. Really interesting when we have make the effort in reverse. Knight of Swords, which is about moving forward. It's time to take action. So I'm feeling drawn to draw another card to kind of see why there's ambiguity here, why it's saying both things. I do think it may be time to take action in your life, as we saw in the general portion. In order to call in your soulmate, maybe you're just not loving yourself enough and putting enough effort into yourself. But I want to know why the ambiguity is here. Take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Okay, guys. That... oh, man. That doesn't answer the question, because here again we have two cards of not moving forward and two cards of moving forward. Again, this really feels like you need to take care of yourself and not worry so much about this other person. But the universe is cracking me up with that. I think that's hilarious. So I'm going to clarify one more time with one of these healing cards. Victim consciousness. Okay. So this, to me, this makes a little bit more sense. Move forward with this relationship, with whatever you're doing, when you can get out of victim consciousness. If you have this emotion of, oh, I'm a victim, I always get played, I always end up attracting the wrong type, or my person is terrible at communication, we always fight. If you're feeling like a victim, don't move forward. Work on your internal work. If you feel empowered, like, wow, yeah, I'm an amazing person, I have a lot to offer in a relationship, I'm like a gem, then you can make those efforts to move forward and take action. So this makes so much sense. Otherwise, take a break. You know? So this is a really interesting reading. I kind of enjoyed how it came together at the end. If you've enjoyed this reading too, please like, comment, hit the subscribe button. Also, let me know how this resonated with you. And if you would like to be notified when I post new videos, hit the notification bell. And like I said before, if you're interested in a private reading, that information will be down below in the description box. But that is it, guys. I love you.